Hello everyone, welcome to the video. Hope you guys are enjoying the holiday season. This is the time of the year people usually apply for a lot of credit cards to put their holiday spending on. So today we would be talking about 3 best credit cards for beginners and students. So without further ado, let's talk about the 3 best credit cards for beginners. Number 1, the Bank of America Cash Rewards credit card. This card usually has a $150 sign-up bonus for $500 to spend in the first 3 months, but recently they have bumped it up to $200 of sign-up bonus for the same amount of spend in 3 months. This card has no annual fee, so if you're not using it, you could just throw it in the drawer and not have to worry about it, not have to pay for something that you're not using. This card gives 3% on gas, 2% on groceries, and 1% on all other purchases. But starting from January 14th of 2019, they would let the cardholder choose the 3% category, and you could choose from gas, online shopping, dining, travel, drugstores, and home improvement stores. So if you are living somewhere like New York where you don't have a lot of gas spend, you could switch that to something like online shopping. These days, almost everyone shops online quite frequently, so that is very useful for people living in cities like New York or LA where people don't drive too much. Another interesting thing about this card is that Bank of America would give a 10% cash back on top of what was earned if the cash back is redeemed to a Bank of America checking or savings account. So say you get this card and you get the $200 sign-up bonus, and throughout the spend for the year you get another $100. So you've got a total of $300 of cash back. Now if you redeem that $300 to a Bank of America checking or savings account, Bank of America would add an extra 10%, in this case $30. So instead of getting $300 from this, you would get $330 from this. But as with most checking accounts, there is a minimum balance that you would have to maintain. But if you're a student and you provide your student ID, Bank of America sometimes waives that minimum balance requirement for their checking account. So combined with this checking account set up with this credit card bonus, I think is a very powerful tool for someone who's just getting started or someone who's a student. The second card we're going to talk about is the Chaise Freedom Unlimited card. This one also offers a $200 sign-up bonus for a $500 spend within 3 months. This also used to be $150, but they've raised it to $200 recently. This also has no annual fee and earns a flat 1.5% cash back throughout all the spends. The cash back rate does not vary depending on category. So if you're someone who does not like to spend too much time on optimizing spend, this could be a very good card for you. Something to keep in mind is that Chaise credit cards earn ultimate reward points. So depending on which credit card you use to redeem these Chaise points, you can get significantly higher value. Also, your value would depend on how you redeem these points, whether you're using it for cashback or travel. But that is not something that I would concern a beginner or a student with if you're in the early stages of the game. But if it was me who was just getting started, I would use these Chaise credit cards to accrue the ultimate reward points and spend them at a later date when I have better credit cards from Chaise so that I get a higher value. I would make a separate video on that, just something to keep in mind. Or if you want the simple way out, you could just redeem this for cash back. The third and final card we will talk about is the Chaise Freedom Card. This one has a $150 sign-up bonus on a $500 worth of spend in 3 months. This one also has no annual fee, and this one gives 5% cash back on select categories each quarter. As in every 3 months, the categories in which you could earn 5% cash back changes. For example, for the fourth quarter of 2018, which is October, November, and December of 2018, the 5% cashback categories were departmental stores, wholesale clubs like Costco, and payments through Chaise Pay. For the first quarter of 2019, which is January, February, and March of 2019, those 5% categories would be gas stations, tolls, and drugstores. So that could be a valuable tool if you pair it with the Chaise Freedom Card. For instance, if you are spending money on the 5% category for the quarter, you could put it on the Chaise Freedom Card. Everything else you could put on the Chaise Freedom Unlimited. Something I do want to point out for all Chaise cards is that they are affected by the 524 rule. For those of you who are unfamiliar with that, is that Chaise would automatically deny your application despite your credit history, despite your high credit score, if you have taken more than 5 credit cards in the past 2 years. So my recommendation to people interested in the Chaise cards discussed in this video is to apply for them first. Once you have received them, then apply for the Bank of America card, as the Bank of America card is not affected by a 524 rule. Now, what makes these credit cards best for beginners and students are the fact that they have no annual fee and they have very high approval odds, which means you don't need a perfect credit score or a very high income to qualify for these cards. So these are great to get you started and build a credit history and then eventually move on to better cards. Also, you could also keep these cards for a lifetime because it doesn't have an annual fee. As you move on to better cards with better rewards, better points, you could just throw them in a drawer and not have to worry about them. Although, given the point earning structure for these cards, in my opinion, you can continue to use them for a very, very long time. I personally have all 3 of these cards, and I've had them for a very long time, so I can personally vouch for these cards. They have been great for me. The situation may be different for you depending on your financial situation and where you spend your money, how you spend your money, but for me, these 3 credit cards have been great. As a matter of fact, the Bank of America card was the first ever credit card that I got when I was a student. If you want to support the channel, I will leave links to the Chaise cards where you could apply for these cards from. You will get the sign-up bonus as discussed in this video, but we will get a small referral bonus. So if you want to support this channel, I would really appreciate it if you use the link. The only downside I could think of for these cards is that they don't look fancy or upscale. They're simple, plastic, normal looking credit cards. So that's the only downside I could think of, but if you're a beginner or a student, these things shouldn't be of concern anyway. As you move up the ladder, you will qualify for better looking cards if that's your thing. If you have found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. If you like content like this, don't forget to subscribe. And if there are any questions regarding what was discussed in this video, or if you want to see a specific personal finance related video, leave them in the comments below and I'll try to answer them or make a video on that. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys have a great day.